Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome you all for today's session. My name is Mansoor Varoda from Lepton Software Solutions, and today's webinar topic is on telco service feasibility decisions without stepping a foot out. I would like to sincerely thank everybody who is attending this session during this tough time since everybody is working remotely, uh, tough time due to COVID, and really appreciate your presence for this session. The session will be for 30 minutes and we will have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. I would request you all to kindly type your questions and queries in the Q&A window and we will take them after the presentation is finished. We will also be having a live demo of 10 to 15 minutes during the presentation. Our speakers for the day is Mr. Sudeep Bhaumik and Mr. Amit Jaggi. Mr. Amit is Senior Pre-Sales Specialist at Lepton Software. He's responsible for technical pre-sales activities, product sales and marketing support, and product engagement. And Mr. Sudeep, he is the manager for pre-sales at Lepton Software and responsible for technical pre-sales and marketing support. Both have a vast experience in telecom industry. Now I would request our speaker for the day, Mr. Sudeep, first to take the session forward with his presentation on the topic of the day. Mr. Sudeep.
Thanks, Mansoor. I hope everybody is able to hear me and see my screen. Mansoor, you see?
Yes,
you
yes, Sudeep, we are able to hear you, and also we are seeing your screen. You may start.
Okay, great. Fine. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. So this webinar is actually a continuation to the previous series that we had conducted. In the previous ones, we actually conducted our smart inventory, smart planner sessions. And today, as we know, it's more towards the smart feasibility. So as we start, I'll just move my screen to the next slide. Okay. So as we start, I'll just go through our offerings. So Lepton is actually a GIS software company which totally works towards the telecom solutions that we give. And under this telecom solutions, we have an entire video suite that goes from planning to inventory and to tracking like operation activities, smart feasibilities, as well as some business analytical tools. So quickly, I'll just go through our other products also, and then I'll just get into the smart feasibility. So Smart Planner, this actually is a tool which helps only towards the planning activities for any telecom networks. Smart Inventory takes care of the entire inventory details. Smart Tracker, this helps in tracking your field force, that may be your patrolling teams, your field response teams, your survey teams, and Smart Feasibility, this helps in actually conducting your L1, L2 feasibilities, as well as the provisionings on the telecom services. And Smart Locator is a business analytical tool that we use. So today's session, as I told, is more towards on the smart feasibility. So I would just quickly go on the feasibility. So as we all know that most of the revenue that any telecom company actually generates is basically from its enterprise connectivities or the lease lines that it gives out or any kind of backhaul connections that it gives. So once this leads comes in, so once the lead has come in, so we have to do a thorough check that whether these leads are really feasible, whether it is possible to give what they are actually looking towards, and what would be the costing and other criteria also before it gets into the implementation stage. So like a lead, when a lead comes in, so it actually asks that what kind of connectivity it is asking for. That may be an enterprise connectivity, maybe a lease line, maybe just a customer just wants to have a connectivity or a backhaul check. Along with this lead, it comes with the details of what is the scope in it, like what are the locations or from where to where this connectivity has to be established, like maybe the start point, the end point of it, what is the capacity, maybe it's like 10 GBs or maybe 5 Mbps also or something like that. So all these capacities also come into picture, and many of time it comes in bulk also. Just for an example, uh, suppose there is a bank who wants to roll out their ATMs in pan India, and they want to find out that where these how these ATMs can be conducted. So probably you can have like 500, 600 feasibilities to be conducted in a go. So even this kind of requests also do come to most of the operators. And once the request comes in, then the feasibility cycle starts, in which the primarily the engineering checks are done, and later on comes to the cost estimation. During the nearest access points, what are the capacity present in those access points? These are actually checked on the engineering thing. And then later on it goes to the capex cost, opex cost, also what is the cost of deployment, whether there are any ROWs to be done. So all these together gives the technical as well as the cost estimation. Normally, these feasibilities do take a lot of time because there are many teams involved. There may be a physical survey, there may be a capacity check from the NMS, and a lot of things are there. That takes a good amount of time. And here, Lepton's solution comes as how this can be done precisely, accurately, and in a much faster way. So that comes to the next slide. This is how our feasibility solution comes into place, and helps the operators to conduct the feasibility quite accurately and fast. As I told, Lepton already has their map data. They have the network data from the operators. We do map both of them on the single screen. And now Lepton's engines or the feasibility engines are quite aware that where are the roads, how the assets are actually distributed, where the access points are, and even since we have integrations with numerous NMS and OS systems, so we do understand that what are the capacity behind each and every. So after getting all these data, it's just a matter of crunching those numbers, analyzing them, and just finding out that what would be the costing. And these costs are also totally tailored or customized as per the operator's requirement. We do predict that which type of radio has to be used for a particular distance, which type of equipment would be required to give uh, a specific connectivity, and all these business formulas behind them are actually feed into the system, and from that the calculation starts. So now I will just roll through like what are the traditional methods and what are the latent feasibility methods. So as I told, like a normal feasibility always requires a site visit. Like a user will go to the site, he will find that where is the nearest microwave antenna, how the UBR links would be up, and thing we may at what beam width, at what azimuth the links has to be created. All these things require a huge amount of field visits. Even the mast heights, what should be the mast height and detailings like that. So for that, field visits are required. Then while doing feasibility, a specific field engineer has to be assigned a task. Then they have to go to the site, do the survey. Then also the capacity checks has to be actually checked with some NMS guy who will just log into the NMS, see the what are the capacity and things like that. Then there is only at a time only a single.
Hello, Sudeep. We are not able to hear you. I'm sorry, we have lost some connection with Sudeep.
Right.
Sudeep, are you back?
Yes.
Hello. Sudeep, are you able to hear us?
Yes. Yes. I am.
Okay, your voice actually, your screen is not shown, is not being displayed currently. Can you please restart it? Yeah, now it is being displayed.
Okay. Okay. Fine. You are able to see my screen right now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Fine. I will just continue to from where I'll. So in this way, like instant checks can be done. The results can be easily got in seconds on the mobile itself. Then, as I told, there is an option for bulk feasibilities, like 500 plus or more feasibilities can be done in few minutes. Like it's a very simple aspect, like an Excel sheet with some detailings of the inputs, and their outputs are actually given out on the Excel sheet, and it will directly tell that which are the feasible ones and which are not feasible. Then any users from a web also can directly check in and check his feasibility directly on the portal itself. And in that way, a user who is not so technically strong can even find out whether his location is feasible for a connectivity or not. And now the last point, it's most effective solution even during lockdowns. As we everyone know, in the current scenario, people are not allowed to go out. Site surveys are anyways out of the question. But still, since you have the system on place, you can directly conduct your feasibilities from your system at home, and there's no requirement to go out of the site, right? So these are the old methods and the new methods, and this is how even left feasibility helps in. So now I am directly getting into the solution. So now over here on the screen, you see some screenshots of the solution directly. I'll quickly run through these screens. So like as you log into the feasibility solution, you directly have the backdrop of the map from wherever you are located. Since I'm in Mumbai, India, so I see India over here. We have 3D precision data, so that's what, like every building with what's its height, where its position is, where the water tanks are present, where the parapet walls are present. So all these precise data can actually be seen on the screen directly. Then what are the access points? Like the customers or the operators networks points are actually shown on the map. We do a direct Fresnel zone calculation through which the exact mast height can be calculated, and even what are the obstructions in between can be seen. So that's the screen at the lower end of the left side. Next is bulk feasibility. You can conduct huge number of feasibilities together just through an Excel sheet. You can upload it and get a download of it with the feasibility results. There are customizable parameters. You can set your filters in which what is the radius or where the check has to be done. Within that radius itself, the checks are done. What is the maximum mast height that you can give? All these kind of filters are also done so that any feasibility gets filtered as it is. The next one is for lease lines, particularly. Like lease lines, there are two inputs given, like from where they start and where they want to end. And basis that the start location and end location is actually given. And through that, we give the prediction of which are the paths, which is path 1, path 2, and path 3, even the distance of it. Now, what makes this different from the other tools is that it also takes into its consideration the fiber assets that are present. So the paths which is being suggested by the tool is not just road. It is also the fiber paths that it goes through. And if there is no fiber, then it switchovers to, right? And in this way, even the last miles are calculated. Wherever there is a last mile connectivity to be done, so those things are calculated. Route distances are found. We even, as I told, capacity checks are done. So even port availabilities are checked, whether there is sufficient amount of ports present to suffice the requirement that the customer has asked. You have a 3D KML view, the line of sight also, like for every line of sight or a wireless connectivity to be done. So what is the 3D view of it? What are the obstructions can be seen? For most of the feasibilities, customers do demand about a KML file, which specifically tells that from where the fiber would be routed. So even there is an option to download KML files for these feasible tracks. So even that can be downloaded and can be distributed to the users. So these are the most of the features that are being used by the feasibility. Few more. The last ones are towards the analytics, like which are the feasibilities being conducted for a particular month. Then what are the ROW points for it? What is the BOM and BOQ, the BOMBOK for every feasibility that has been conducted. Some additional options which Amit will be going through in the demo session soon in 2 seconds. Google address search, and even the feasibility dashboards, which actually shows that how many feasibilities have been conducted, how many have failed, how many have. So this helps actually to keep the track on how many feasibilities has happened. So that's it from my end. Now I would ask Amit to take over from here and just give a demo whatever I spoke right away. So over to you, Amit.
Yes, Mansoor.
Yeah, Amit, you can present now. Uh,
Yes, I had just started sharing my screen. Once it would be visible, please let me know. I guess it is visible to all of you.
yes, it
Greetings
is
for the
visible
day,
now.
guys, and thank you
Yes,
for
yes.
joining. Okay, so this is the home page of the application. It's the advantage of the application is it's lightweight. It can consume your data very easily in Excel format, where you do have the coordinates information and some information related to your network. So this is the cherry on the cake. Like it is not very complicated and user friendly. So it is not um, user to be technically competent to use this application. Um, so this is the homepage of the application. It's come up with a Google base map, and here you can see it's a search option where you can search the uh, location on the map, and these are the feasibility options like show building, because Lepton 3D data is being used to check the feasibility of the wireless connectivity or the line of sight. So 3D data will be available here. Then these are the labels. This is just to get to know what are the location you have uploaded to get the IDs, and the labels will be displayed on the map. Similarly, geocode, here you can, if you have a specific address, you can fill the columns and you can search your particular location. Further, if you will go, it's a refresh map, and then upload is just whatever the data you have, it will accept in Excel format for your existing network. Further, it is flexible for integration with your existing inventory, GIS inventory data as well. So the information that we are just getting from the customer, that is a very simple information, like the ID of the location, it's and the name, longitude, latitudes, and if for the wireless, if you do have the building height and the tower height. So this is the data that against which the feasibility will be performed, and the user can easily upload this data in Excel format. So it's very easy to get the data into the feasibility tool. If you do not have inventory management system as well, even then you can upload your existing Excel file data into the system. Similarly, it's a bulk feasibility option. Bulk feasibility options comes, it's also supporting, you can say, Excel files. It, we are just need the few details of the customer here. That is the customer ID. It's a unique ID, and the region of the customer, even the customer name you can add on. Then similarly, city and the coordinates. Just a few information that is required to get this tool operate this tool. And now I am just going to perform the feasibility for a wireless link. Then I just search the location first. Suppose I'm searching a location of, currently I am in Delhi, so I am just searching a location in Connaught Place, Delhi. This is the location that I have searched, that is the Statesman House building. I can move the cursor, and even I can select the, or the, whatever the buffer it is, I can reduce it and uh, enlarge it according to my requirement. And similarly, if you will see here, these are the business layers where where user can define his data accordingly. Like it's for a point to point connectivity data, or it's a point to point to multi-point data, or it can be any other data. Similarly, for the wireline layers, it's like fiber access points, copper access points, and others. So if I'll check the point to point, then it will give me all the available options uh, that are near this customer location. Suppose if I will select any of the options, then it will give me the line of sight and the feasibility results. In this way, if you will see, it will give me, this is the information that I have inserted into the system. This is the access point information, like type, tower ID, distance, height, type, and the status. This is the customer building height that is coming from the analysis. This is clearance height, 100% Fresnel zone mast height, and the data source, that is 3D. In on the left right hand side below, you can see this is, if the lepton data is not in place, if you are doing the feasibility, then it will give you the results on the ground. But once the lepton data comes into place, and based upon that, its system will process the logic, like the Fresnel zones around the line of sight, and the line of sight, then it will give you the exact height of the customer, where you need to what will be the height of the customer, that will give by the system. And you can check the distance as well. So all these results will be come here, and it will show you whether it will be feasible or not. So this link is feasible, so it is giving in the line of sight. Here I will show you the lepton 3D building data around this. So these are the buildings and building heights, and all these things keep considered by the tool, and then based upon that, it will give the mast height accordingly. Further, if you have bulk data, then you can use this bulk feasibility option, download the template, and based upon that, it will give you the results in the bulk feasibility module. So if you will upload the data and download it, so it will give you the details of the customer lat longs, height, and again the same results, customer building height, whether it will be a feasible or not, and what will be the 100% feasible Fresnel zone clearance height for the customer location. So in this way, the user can easily define the results of the customer, whether it is feasible or not, on the web portal itself. And it's a quick and it will give you a quick results, because like in the competitive world, once a customer comes, he do have lot of options around him. So you can give this tool to your customer care executives or customer care centers. There only, if any customer is calling to the customer care, the user can directly check and revert it on the call itself. So similarly, if you want to share these results to your field teams and whosoever do not have access to this tool, then you can get the data in Excel format. And this, for this similar link, if you will see, it will give you a very good 3D view of the data, as well as the buildings that are coming in between. uh, Earth, the how the KML will be represented for the 3D building data. If you will see here, I guess it is taking time. Just so uh, I'll just, it is being shown on the map, like how it has been shown in the screenshot by the Sudeep. if you will see, it is getting the 3D this in this way. One second. Hmm, I guess due to the internet, my Google Earth is working slow, but I have a KML file. So in this way, you will get the 3D view as well. So here you can see this is my customer location. If the building data is so if the buildings are not in place, then this will be the feasibility results. Once it will consider the building results, here you can place your antenna and you will get the clear line of sight. So this details also will be fetched in KML format. Further, I'll switch to the wireline feasibility, where you will see, like, if you have the access points in place, then you just need to search the location on the map, or if you have coordinates, then you can just put the coordinates and it will give you a buffer area that you can adjust. Here you will see this is my current location that I have searched on the map. I had just increased the buffer area. So whatever this is, if you will see, this is the network that has been preloaded, or this network data can be integrated from the inventory. So this is my network. Here, if I am getting a customer location, uh, so I would like to connect a customer here at this location. If you will see, chief engineer, Navy Mumbai, this is the address. So it will give me all the nearest access points and its types, like it is divided in such a way, and beautify that you can manage your network access points accordingly, and these are configurable active layers like ONT, primary splitter, secondary splitter, passive layers, seed, and the fat and the pop locations as well. If I will select any of the nearest location, like if I'll select the splitter, it will give me the shortest path along the current location to my access point. Here you will see it is giving me the distance, that is 1.7 kilometer from here, and it is also giving me the details, that the number of ports that is available in total number of ports, the port utilization, all of the 8 ports are used, and faulty ports details and the utilization. It means I cannot do the feasibility from here because my all ports are filled. Then I can switch to another options available here. So here the total ports and port utilization is 0. In this way, we can manage the wireline feasibility as well, where I am getting the details of my nearest customer, the extra route that I need to add to connect that customer, and my nearest access point, just sitting on the desktop only. And by getting the minimum information, that by taking minimum information into the system. So this is
Amit,
so
we have lost
Mansukh,
you again. Can you please re say it again,
yes,
the
I
last
was
line?
just saying that this is, yeah, this is all about the feasibility. And now we can move toward the question answer round.
Okay, I would like to thank Amit for the demo session. Now we will begin with the Q&A session. So I would request Sudeep to take up the questions and we can start answering them. Sudeep?
Yes, yes, I'm there. Sure. Yes, Mansoor, you hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you. You can start.
Okay. Okay, so I'll just start with the initial questions. The first question that we received is what is the accuracy level for your 3D maps? So yes, the that is these 3D maps are accurate level of plus or minus 4 meters, and it is like so much accurate that even you can see the air conditioners or even the lift rooms very visible. So that's the level of accuracy we use. So it's truly very accurate. Next one is the interval time of the 3D maps. Well, these maps are actually updated within 10 to 12 days maximum, and basis that the details are actually updated as it is. Okay, there's a next question which says, is it only LOS feasibility, or is there any chance to calculate link budget and AMSL, etc.? So yes, it is LOS feasibility as well as link budget parameters are also put in which even the antenna details as well as the amplifier details and the dBs are taken into consideration. And also AMSL, yes, AMSL is always there because basis the AMSL itself, we create or we give results on what is the mast height and what would be the Fresnel zone clearance. So basis that the AMSL details are also there. There is one more query, okay, he requires the copy of the session. So yes, Mansoor would be surely sending the copy of the session so that you can refer to this anytime. Okay, the next is your tool able to calculate multiple location feasibilities from one TX point to multiple RX point basis the best feasibility? Yes, point to multi-point feasibility is also possible, but normally if there are multiple inputs to be given, so we prefer that a one-to-one input is given so that you can get one-to-one answers. But yes, point to multi-point feasibilities are possible, and from that, whichever is the best serving point, that would be highlighted in the result. Right. Next is someone has asked, if you don't have customer lat long, so how can we check? Okay. See, customers lat long is the bare minimum that we require. Not lat long, rather, even address will help because we have an automatic geocoding solution through which, even with the help of your address, the lat long can be precisely found, and that the feasibility is done. Okay. Okay. Is there building construct is running, so just show obstacle feasibilities, show new buildings come in line of sight? Yes, of course. The question is like if there are new buildings that come in, so whether their feasibilities are also taken into consider. So yes, as I told, the data gets updated every 12 to 15, 10 to 12 days. And in that, if even there is a floor size, maybe the building was of 4 floors, later on it became 5 floors, so that gets updated. Okay. Quite good amount of questions. Can you possible share this presentation slides for us? Of course we can. We will be sharing the slides to you. And a special tool for, okay, now the one more interesting question: is it required a special tool for this fees checking for wireline? No, the answer is no. You do not require a different tool. This tool itself has the capability to give the feasibilities for wireless as well as wireline, right? And anything? Can you give software demo for check your software? Yes, probably we can get in touch to you later on, and we can give a demo lessons also if required. That's it. It seems most of the questions being answered.
Okay, thank you, Sudeep. I would like to ask the audience if there are any more questions that you would like to ask, or we can proceed to conclude the session for the day. Also, I would request you to kindly fill up a small feedback form for us so that we can improve on our sessions. I'm sharing the link for that feedback form, and it will help us to improve our sessions in future. And if you have any further queries which you have after the session concludes, you can write to us at the email ID marketing@leptonsoftware.com. That also I'm sharing with you in the window. So if there are any more questions that need to come in, we are still waiting for that, or we will go ahead and proceed to conclude the session. Sudeep, there are a couple of questions that are there. What is the accuracy of geo coordinate, that system that taken from the address?
Yes.
And there is another question. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. I'll try to answer that. Yes. What is the accuracy of geo coordinates that system taken from address? Yes. This accuracy is actually based on the building. So what we consider is that whatever address you have given, so we just find it out through our maps and different logics, and we actually take the centroid of that building. So you can be rest assured that that accuracy will be within 2 to 3 meters max. Okay, and it is used for macro solution. Okay, well, these can be used for macro sites, but for IBS or particularly indoor solutions, this isn't actually there. This is particularly taking care of the wireline as well as the wireless feasibilities, and wireless feasibilities again restricted towards the microwave UBR links to that level. Okay.
Okay, I think so. Those are the questions for the day. There are no more questions that are coming in. So I would like to thank Sudeep and Amit both for an insightful presentation and the demo, and also taking up queries of our attendees. And I would like to thank all the attendees for coming in and joining us for the session during these special times. I hope this session was fruitful and it will help you in your business. If you have any further queries, as I explained earlier, you can write to us at marketing@leptonsoftware.com and we will arrange a technical call with our specialist with you. So thank you. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.